tackle teach and class sizes with this money, and also welfare, reversing the cuts to universal credits would be funded by this as well, plus 10,000 police officers. So all of that can fund those four pledges.
I'm confident that we haven't specifically allocated the 2.7 billion.
But you've made promises. Jeremy Corbyn, John McDonnell have all stood up and said, by reversing capital gains tax, we will help tackle these problems.
You will find that we haven't specifically allocated the money. We are rolling out our manifesto, and this morning I am specifically allocating some of the 2.7 billion to funding the 10,000 policemen.
OK, so will arts funding schools and welfare still get some of that money? Or have you just said that and you're going back on it?
Cost each item in our manifesto, and if you watch this space, you'll see that our manifesto is fully funded and fully costed.
OK, but just going back, you have said that reversing cuts to capital gains tax will help arts funding, schools and welfare. Will that be in the manifesto fully costed?
Our policies will be fully costed. And I have to say, I think it suits the Tories not to talk about the loss of 20,000 police officers, not to talk about the rise in violent crime, but to quibble about figures. Our manifesto will be fully costed. And what people want to know, they want answers to their worries about the rise in violent crime.
OK, well, rest assured, any Conservative policies, we will be questioning them on funding as well. And let's talk about these 10,000 additional police officers. It'll work out one police officer per ward. Is it a bit old-fashioned? Jeremy Corbyn himself called it putting more bobbies on the beat, which itself is an old-fashioned term. Is that the way to tackle modern policing when you're looking at cybercrime, social media campaigns that police need to address, and counter-terrorism? Would that money not be spent elsewhere better?
These will be community police officers. And one of the things that most concerns the Labour Party is the rise in knife crime and gun crime. And there's no question
but what
that
community support officers do to tackle knife crime and gun crime? Community
outreach, getting people to come forward, to trust the police, to come forward with information. We saw in the very recent terrorist issue in Westminster, one of the reasons that the police were able to track the suspect was family members coming forward. With enhanced community policing, I think the community will be more able to come forward with important evidence.
Let's talk about an interview that happened here on Sky News over the weekend with the former Prime Minister Tony Blair. He refused to back Jeremy Corbyn to the full hilt, telling Sky News that Theresa May will win the next general election. Said he felt so compelled by the state of the Labour Party and politics at the moment that he wanted to return to frontline politics. In light of all that, is Jeremy Corbyn ready to govern should that call come in June?
Well, of course, Jeremy Corbyn's ready to govern. I mean, Tony Blair's a very talented man. He clearly has a big contribution to make in the community, but I'm surprised he puts so much confidence in polls and is assuming the Tories will win. We are fighting this election to win, and we believe we can.
You say, of course, Jeremy Corbyn is ready to govern. Why is he ready to govern?
Well, apart from anything else, Jeremy Corbyn has rather more experience in Parliament than Tony Blair had before he became leader of the party. Jeremy Corbyn...
But just a year ago, Labour MPs, cast a vote of no confidence on him. Does he have the support within his own party to form a government?
He absolutely has the support. Jeremy Corbyn has the values which reflect the values of this country, and we are rolling out the policies which will meet the real concerns of people in this country, particularly on policing and the rise in violent crime. And it's because we're talking about the things that the British public are concerned about that I believe that we are ready to take office.
But are you ready to take office as just one party? There is this talk of a progressive alliance. Senior Labour MPs have written an open letter talking about tactical voting, basically, saying that some Labour candidates should stand aside if, for instance, the Green Party candidate is more likely to win that seat, and vice versa. Would Labour form a progressive alliance? Is there going to be tactical voting ahead of this general election?
You can't stop individuals voting tactically. That's always happened. But the Labour Party is fighting to win this election and take power as the government. We're not talking about progressive alliances.
Will Labour MPs stand aside, though, if other party MPs are more likely to win and beat the Tories?
Labour MPs will not be standing aside. We are fighting this election to win.
OK. Diane Abbott, thank you very much for your time here on Sky News Sunrise this morning. Thank you very much indeed.
You didn't frankly have the balls to put country before party.